The Nassau County International Stadium is a stadium built on New York's Long Island. It was built to house the T20 World Cup 2024, and it would play host to most of the American games in this year's World Cup. Its main purpose, however, was to house the India-Pakistan game, with a seating capacity of 34,000 being able to house more fans in the stadium. The stadium has run into massive problems, with the pitch being borderline dangerous, and the batsmen having to contend with massive seam. But before we get into the video, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Less than 12 months from the start of the T20 World Cup, Damien Howe, Adelaide's head pitch curator, was called upon by the ICC to deliver a pitch for the New York Stadium. This was a nightmare process, as he would first have to grow and then transport the pitch 2,000 kilometres across the subtropics of Florida. What made this process even more painstaking was the fact that Howe and his team had to face almost every season. The reason this had to take place in Florida was because it was the warmest climate in all of America, which Howe quoted to be similar in climate to Brisbane. Once the pitches were delivered, it looked like happy days, as Howe and his team managed to start working on the drop-in wickets. The stadium was complete and fully set for a bonanza of cricket in the T20 World Cup. However, come match day, things took a turn for the worst. Sri Lanka and South Africa were the teams to get first use of the New York surface. The match didn't go so well, as Sri Lanka were bowled out for 80 and South Africa took more than 16 overs to chase it down. It got worse though, as in the India-Ireland game, Rohit Sharma was struck on the fingers and had to retire hurt. In the 8 matches hosted by the stadium, there was only one game where there was 120 runs scored in the first innings. The stadium, which is now in the process of being demolished, truly should be remembered as a batsman's nightmare. But what actually went wrong in the process of making the pitch for this stadium? Perhaps 12 months just simply wasn't enough time to actually create a cricket pitch. Or maybe New York's climate just simply wasn't suited to cricket. But my personal opinion is that something went wrong in the transportation of all these pitches. Over the 48-hour and 2,000-kilometre journey from Florida to New York, Howe and his men were unable to water the pitches at all. And that's because, well, you can't exactly just pull up on a highway and start watering a cricket pitch. Not only that, but they had to encounter almost every climate you could think of. But I don't think we'll ever be certain what actually went wrong for the cricket pitch. But lastly, is the bowler-friendly nature of this pitch good for cricket? For me personally, it's quite refreshing to see a bowlers-dominated tournament after the madness of the IPL. And when you think about it, those 6 hitting contests in the IPL turn cricket more into a baseball. So I'm kind of okay with it. But at the end of the day, the reason why the World Cup came to America this year is to appeal to the American fans. It has attempted to push to American audiences a couple of times now, but it's always been caught in the wind of being too slow-paced. What makes cricket's latest push to the American audience their best one yet is the format T20 cricket. It's short, it's fun, exciting, and it should really appeal to the American audience. And so far, it's delivered on most expectations. But I think that if we're seeing 110 plays 110 scores all the time, I don't think that'll appeal to the American audiences. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any more content in the future. But that's it for today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.